Hello and welcome back to Brighthelm Recording. Travelers of the internet, this is Master Barkle.
Not a problem.
We were fixing to explore Andre's gift, is that right? I believe so. We're doing some city exploring before we go into the catacombs in the Copper Lane. Let's see what we can find. Side quests, loot, monsters, a sailor. Oh, a courtesan. Interesting. Could. A hooded figure leans against a wall. When he notices you draw near, he stands upright and raises a hand to halt your approach. If you know the words, speak them, and we can do business. If not, then we are done speaking. This seems like shady activity. Maybe I need to muscle him around. The man lowers his hand to his belt where a dagger rests in its sheath. You may not have the words, but you have the brawn. Let's do business. Wow, I could just buy a bunch of gems from him? Or lockpicks. Interesting. Sapphires are quite rare in these parts, I see. Interesting. What have we over here? Boat. Surrounded by scattered planks, it isn't clear whether this skiff has been half built and abandoned or cannibalized for lumber. It's a long dock, built along an Audra path. That's pretty cool. It's very pretty. Oh. Grab his purse and go. Oh, we just witnessed a robbery. A shame. Right there, Mr. Noble, sir. This man's fancy clothes are ripped, and blood flows from a fresh cut above his eye. He tries to push himself up, but his arm is shaking. He winces painfully. I'm not going to help him up just yet. What happened? He carefully dabs at his bloody nose with a silk handkerchief. I was just on my way to the club. He slowly stretches out one leg, grimacing at his scraped knee. It's a rough part of town, but the rabble's never been violent. Even a night with Ikali isn't worth this. He limps away. Sure he does. Limping away. Look at him. The club, you say?
God's damn that son of a girl.
Oh, a lady with she's got a portrait, and she seems to have feathers for hair. The angry woman clenches her jaw and stares out toward the harbor with glimmering golden eyes. Eventually, sensing your presence, she turns her feathered head toward you.
Want to run it down on its luck, Valiant Trading Company? If you have more than half a brain, you could really do something with it.
Is there money to be made?
As long as you're willing to clean up a few bloodstains.
Uh-oh. I mean, enough silver and gold. You'd be surprised how well you can clean up just about anything.
True enough. Verzano's just lucky no one's trying to pay him in steel these days. Sooner or later, his luck will run out.
The woman looks back at the warehouse for a moment and grimaces. After a slight nod in your direction, she storms off. Or just poofs away, I guess. Right out of existence. So what do you got, Cartugo?
Good day to you.
Well, let's head into the Valiant Trading Company, find out what that was all about. Seems like a side quest for me. Or maybe something more important, because she did have a character portrait, all that.
Welcome.
Welcome. This is your first visit to the Valiant Trading Company, is it not? Please let me know how I can assist you. Her tone is both professional and inquisitive. What is this? Who are you? I am the assistant manager of this warehouse currently. I help Versano run things, but I'll take over when he retires. Or when the company bosses back home decide it's time for new management. She rolls her eyes. You have more business to discuss? Where's this place? Valian Trading Company is an association of merchants from the Valian Republics. We oversee trade deals and negotiations on behalf of our merchants. She gestures towards the door on her right. This is our warehouse where we store goods in transit. Oh, very well. Take a look around. I'm with the city. I'm here to investigate loot. Shipping manifest listing the cargo of the Principi Me Siamena. 400 shark skins from Rawatai, 20 blades from Blackwood, from the Living Lands, and 6 dozen barrels of Idir ale. Esteemed Mr. Versano, while your ambitions would dignify any son of the Republics, your methods do not. The Dukes have asked once more that you see to the business interests of all the Republics. They are not given to asking twice. Vincent Agosti. Bundled navigational charts and nautical maps. So they're, Apparatus, keep those crates moving. So they seem to be like merchant republic, I guess. Man stands in the corner of the warehouse, directing traffic. Gems wink from the many rings on his fingers as he points and waves at the laborers. His silk clothes, though finely embroidered, aren't new. You notice a couple mended seams around the shoulders and a discreet patch on one elbow.
Well met, friend.
When he sees you, he throws his arms wide in an expansive welcome. Greetings! You have come to the warehouse and headquarters of the Valian Trading Company. He consults a pocket watch. Some of the gold filigree has chipped away. But you are late. I sent word to the expedition hall yesterday. The delivery cannot wait. He snaps the watch shut. Delivery? What's delivery? I tugs at his beard. I must assume then you were not from the company I contacted at the expedition hall. He waves a hand. But you are here, and they are not. It is a bag of bitter squash seeds, which are prized for their medicinal properties. Few merchants in the Defias Bay deal in them, but those who do know their value. Oh, seems simple enough. My own couriers have been robbed and beaten these past weeks. It would seem that some of my competitors resent my success. In any case, you are not a known associate. You would be left alone, and if not, you look like you could handle yourself. And as for your integrity, I suppose I will just have to trust you, as you will have to trust my assurances that you will find a buyer outside of my contact. I mean, I am quite a mighty fellow. Ever seen those people who can pull back bowstrings? Whew. Some of those 200-pound bows, they got some muscles. Watch them do it shirtless. Claps his hands together. Excellent. I deliver this package to a man named Gareth at the Goose and Fox in Copperlane. He will know what to do with it. He slips a bag of pebbly seeds into your hand. Return to me when you are done, and I shall see to your payment.
How do you do?
Versano checks his battered pocket watch. Better deliver that package, no? Business such as this is best concluded quickly. Alright. That's easy enough. Caution, flammable. Interesting. So, bitter squash seeds, renowned for wondrous medicinal properties.
How's the hand?
Turning purple. I'd have to cut it off.
I warned you not to pet him.
If I'm not supposed to pet him, why is he so soft?
I agree. If it's soft, you need to be able to pet it. Get that nice feeling on your fingers. Tingly. What do you want? Little kid. Young boy watches the passerby and counts a grimy handful of coins. His face and arms are smudged with dirt, but except for the grass stains, his clothes are in good condition. As you approach, he blinks and makes a quick, furtive effort to pocket his coins.
Hey, mister. Wanna know a secret?
He wipes his nose with a sleeve.
I know a real good secret.
Careful. I've traveled the continent, and the hardest bargains still come from my 7-year-old. Right, I'm sure a squeaky-voiced kid knows amazing things about this city.
No, I promise, it's a really good secret.
He scampers in front of you and starts talking rapidly.
I know this place where people hide things, really special things. If you help me, I promise I'll show you.
Help you with what exactly?
Gordy's voice suddenly rises in pitch and tempo. The Crucible Knights have these daggers made out of March steel. It's the best steel around, except for Durgan steel, which doesn't count because no one makes it anymore.
He stops long enough to catch his breath.
Anyway, there's this merchant over by the expedition hall, and he has a dagger made of real March steel.
His eyes grow large and round.
He said he wouldn't sell it to me because I'm a kid, and kids don't know anything about daggers. But that's not true. I know lots about daggers. I know about the different kinds of steel. I know how the Crucible Knights make them in a forge. I know that the tip can pierce low-gauge scale armor. That one that's good and sharp can cut through bone. See, I know plenty about daggers, and I really, really want this one. If you could just get it from me, I promise I'll never, ever ask anyone for anything ever again.
I don't know about this. In Masuk, we began training our daughters with the hunting knife as soon as they can talk. Many can field dress a hare before their 10th birthday. I wouldn't trust this kid with a butter knife. I really want that treasure, though. And I'm not opposed to bullying kids. They're small so that I can break them easier. Gordy bursts into tears, stuttering through his sobs. You should have let me know you wanted to shake down a kid. I got this thing where I blow pipe smoke in their face. They get the message. One of the actors hit something under a loose stone on the area. I could do it. I could do it. Nah, it's probably too much. I'll just set him down gently. You set Gordy down. He turns away from you, hunching forward and trembling with sobs. Yeah, he learned his lesson. Never keep loot away from me. He said, actors? Is this the stage? So,
Nothing will slip past me.
sneaky around here so we can detect things. Benches are strewn with chicken bones, broken bottles, and greasy scraps of paper. Oh.
And the fire shows me something new.
Aha. Good work, Durance. Nice. Alright. Now to the goose and fox, now that we've done bullied a kid. A man skulks near the bar. He seems like he's trying to blend in with the wood paneling, and he watches the other patrons out of the corner of his eye. Pardon me. Gives you a quick nod as you approach. Rosano has a delivery for you. Glances around and snatches the pouch from you.
Keep your voice down, will you? The Domenos have spies everywhere.
Tucks the pouch away.
You tell Versano this is the last time I'm buying from him. This is getting too dangerous for me.
What? Domenos?
The more important thing is making sure they don't hear of you. They're old Brackenbury stock, but these days the Domenos are known for their business activities, most of which involve some degree of bribery, extortion, theft, or murder.
It's squash seeds. Are they really that hard to get? What was in the pouch?
Bitter squash seeds. They interrupt pregnancies. Even though they're not exactly legal, many folk nowadays prefer them to the risk of hollowborn or celibacy. He pulls a wry frown.
Okay, so it's birth control, I guess? Or a plan B. Interrupt pregnancies. Guessing the plan B? At least I think it's a plan B and not plan like C or something. I can't remember what the slang terms for that is. Okay, so is illegal. Well, what do they have to do with this then? If they're...
You have no idea, do you? Let's just say that the Domenos have exclusive rights to trade certain merchandise within the city. Versano likes to make some extra coin from time to time by dealing in the same merchandise, undercutting the competition, he says.
Okay. Are we done here?
Yeah, we're done. Now get out of here before.
Uh-oh. The metals have showed up, I'm guessing. A woman swaggers in, her polished boots thwacking the floor with slow, deliberate steps. A crooked sneer warps her smooth face. Gareth, I'm hurt. You promised to buy only from me. What's a girl to think?
Please, my lady, I was just explaining that I don't do business with anyone else.
Except this one last time, right? Donna crosses her arms and rocks back on her heels. There's always one more deal until you run out of credit, that is. Donna turns and regards you, looking you up and down. And just who are you? You don't exactly look like a seed dealer. I think that's a compliment. Hey, no one to be trifled with, lady. I just might have a use for someone like you. Versano put you up to this, didn't he? That old fool's on a sinking ship, and he's determined to drag anyone who gets close enough down with him. Gareth here knew better, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, in fact. I'll also give you a chance to get even with the imbecile who's been playing us both. What do you say to killing Versano? I think I'll decide when I talk to him. You'd better make up your mind quickly, because we're going to pay him his dues one way or another. Just make sure you stay out of our way. Well, I'm guessing Gareth was dragged out with him, or maybe he's fine. I don't know. So there's gangsters in this town, huh? Domenos thinking they can run the place. Sure. Alrighty, Mr. Versano.
Good day to you.
Were you able to deliver the package? You'd better explain why you set me into a trap. And fast.
The Domenos were there? Versano's eyes fly open and he tugs at his beard. I was so careful, always following the Vera La Vita. Vera La Vita. They couldn't have known.
Oh, it's the bird lady again.
Well, well. Is this your last day among the living, Versano?
Your timing is impeccable, Della Pelagina. The Domenos are after me. Please, you've got to stop them.
As if any of this were ever in my hands. The Republics considered your business worth protecting based on its success. That success depended on cooperation with the locals, like House Domenel. You've lost that. And the favor of the Dukes.
I won't interrupt.
Even if you get out of this alive, they're done with you. The Dukes have more pressing interest in Defiance Bay than rescuing one merchant who threw himself overboard.
Versano falls to his knees and clasps his hand together. Have mercy, Palagina. Don't stand a chance against the Domenos. I've brought a failure and shame upon myself. But you can't mean to watch your countrymen die like a dog.
Versano. Why are you wasting your precious breath on me? My orders come through the ambassador, and through the ambassador from people you should be honored ever gave a moment's thought to whether you live or die. You don't seem like the sort to petition the gods to keep him out of hell. So why not cry mercy to the one person in this room with the power to grant it?
She turns her attention to you and raises her feathered eyebrows expectantly. Versano, you're on your own. I'm leaving. After I'm paid what I'm owed.
A hard fate, but not unwarranted.
Versano turns his tear-streaked face to you. I know I put you in a difficult position, but please believe that I never thought either of us would come to harm. I only did what was necessary to save my business and bring honor to my country. Please, I beg for your mercy.
Do as you will. He's no longer my concern.
And there's the Domenals. Donna saunters through the door, flanked by a squad of Domenal foot soldiers. She lets her gloved hand rest on the hilt of her weapon. I hope you've collected whatever payment you were owed, because there won't be much left of this fool soon. As you leave the warehouse, you hear Versano utter a shriek, which is quickly cut off. Oh. Stronghold stuff's done. Oh, wait. Taxes collected. Oh, I earn money? Can I set the tax rate to like something really high? Probably not. Take it.
Ah, it's done then. You did the right thing. Versano has no one to blame for this but himself. We gave him more than enough warnings, but he never listened. In any case, the embassy's entanglements with him have been cut, which also means that I'm free from Versano's net of stupidity. You have my thanks. Whether you intended to or not, you've done the Valian Republics a service today, ridding us of him. I work closely with the embassy to protect our interests, but lately I think our gaze has been too narrow. You clearly have pursuits of your own in the city, but I think we could help each other out. If you're interested in doing some work for us. Officially, I mean. We can go together and I'll introduce you to the ambassador.
Sure, alright. Sounds fine.
Good. Maybe I can find you something more worthwhile than playing nanny to merchants. The embassy is up in First Fires, southwest of the Ducal Palace.
Okay. Well, we've already got a ranger in the party, Sagani.
Farewell.
Well, we'll find you Persoc, but not right now. Paladin sounds a bit cooler. Yeah. Now hiring builders, no experience needed. I remember when I used to do some building work. It's quite fun. Bunch of thugs out here with a guy named Bragan is that their leader. Grappling hook. Sweet. Quit here to see me being. I think I pronounced that correctly. Alrighty. First fires.
All these circling feet.
Well, whatever
heading
happens, at
nowhere.
least we're out of that mud hole, Gilded Vale. I grew up in Gilded Vale. Quaint. That's what I meant to call it. No, you had it right.
Alright.
Ambassador Augusti, I would speak with you on a matter of some urgency and great importance.
Why are you so quiet all of a sudden? Sighing as though remembering some heavy burden, Vicent crosses his arms before replying. Palagina, if this is the same matter we previously discussed, I doubt I will be convinced any more easily. I'll remain silent.
Ambassador, I implore you to take a step back and look at this again.
Ambassador Augusti holds up his hand and cuts Pelagina off in a strident tone. Enough. We're not going over Defiance Bay's animancers again. The Duke's Bell's desires have not changed since the last time we spoke. If you haven't heard, word of your insubordination has already found the ears of the Duchess of Biagep and the Duke of Salona. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. There are murmurs that you cannot be trusted to fulfill your duties. Must this talk reach the shores of Spirento?
What is it the Dukes need of me, Ambassador?
The Deerwood's instability has created an opportunity for us to take over their trade with Air Glanfath. We will need to meet with the Glanfathans soon to secure upcoming trade arrangements. The road to Twin Elms can be dangerous, of course, but that's why you'll be our representative there.
Echosi, Ambassador. But won't this provoke the Deerwoodins? Their country is falling apart, and we're already dividing up their trade alliances.
Provoke them into what? Going to war? Though no fault of the Republic's, the Deerwood's armies have been deprived of an entire generation of soldiers. It would be foolish not to take advantage of this situation. If we don't, the Ryad Serens will.
Really? After that, you have nothing to say.
Look at me. Just stare off into the distance. She raises an eyebrow and clenches her jaw, but remains silent. Palagina. Go to Twin Elms. Speak to the Anamanfath. So many words in here. Impress upon her this instability of the Deerwood and reassure her of the Avalian Republic's desire to open safe trade.
Of course, Ambassador.
I know you planned on investigating this crisis together, but I hope you understand Pelagino's responsibilities. Nod non-committally. Very well. Now, if you'll excuse me. He's very
Could have gone better. Could have gone worse.
regally dressed.
And you couldn't say anything, really. Not a word the whole time.
Right.
Fine. Let's go.
I don't know how to speak the tongue. I understand you still speak the same language as I, but I was nervous, okay? These postings show current prices for a range of commodities, and they track the running exchange rate for the Valian Lush. At least I believe that's how they pronounced it. Previous times I've heard it. We're still not allowed to go to the hill, because of something on there. So let's head to Copperley. Let's head down into the catacombs. Do some city dungeon delving. Ooh. Be like sewers. Alrighty. We've already got purple goo. We're doing watcher stuff. Viscous, foul-smelling sludge ebbs in the trench. As you approach the dead man, you can feel the faint traces of his soul lingering, a stunned uncertainty holding it in place. When you near, without warning, the soul hurries towards you as though you were a solitary light in the dank gloom of this place, come to usher it away. Its essence invades your consciousness. I'm not Barrett's usher, though. You're in a different body now, walking deeper into the catacombs, cloaked in a dark robe with a mask pulled over your face. You're following a familiar path along the canal, heading to a room built around a statue of a figure wearing a robe much like yours. Others await, clothed in hoods and shadows. Ahead is another figure, dressed like you, traveling in the same direction. You don't know his name, and that's how it's supposed to be. Out of the darkness, something monstrous grabs the other figure. You turn to flee, but find yourself face to face with a troll. The panic pounding through your brain is interrupted by razor-edged teeth and claws. You snap yourself out of the dead man's memory. The corpse lies on the damp and grimy ground. His hood and mask are missing, and his clothes are shredded. As you regain awareness of what's happening around you, you realize that your head is in Palagina's feathered hands. Her golden eyes are peering into your own, as though she is trying to catch a glimpse of activity lurking in the depths. As she sees your eyes respond, she wobbles her head a little and gives you a light slap. Letting go and stepping back, she regards you with concern. Everything going all right in there? You'll have to get used to it, Palagina. I'm tired of telling everyone you're going to have to get used to me being a watcher. Okay? Just understand I'm a watcher. Please. Huh. Well. Dead guy got by a troll. There's a troll in the sewers? how does that just happen? Like, I would imagine people would, you know, have a smaller door for, like, the sewers. But I guess not. I guess sewers, you know, poop sometimes get real big and plugged up in there. Ooh, money. Wait. Where are the catacombs? Not sewers. There's water in the catacombs. Because it's connected to a sewer system. Because I guess the bodies do stink after a little bit. There seems to be a lot of blood going through here. And what do you know? There's a troll. The purple goo told me truth.
I can do that. That's settled.
Oh, skeletons.
Settled.
Any gems in here? So, profitable venture into that catacombs. But why are there skeletons up and about? Is a necromancer brought them up and about? There's a lot of probs going on in this town. Hang on. This small Orlan man appears to have pulled together some crates and scraps of cloth to make a rather sorry-looking little camp. The thick fur on his limbs is matted, and his clothing smeared with blackening grime. He looks startled as you enter, his eyes widening in alarm.
Welcome.
After a moment, however, he smiles weakly. Hello there. Was expecting any visitors down to these parts? Glances around the dim room. What are you doing down here? I've been, a little down on my luck lately. Don't have anywhere to stay, so I thought I'd come down here. Nobody pokes around in the catacombs much. Not anymore, anyways. Or not until you, anyways. There are less dangerous places to live a meager life. You're hiding from something. Yeah, I guess that's plain enough to see. Very well, it's true. I've been hiding from the knights down here, but it isn't what you think. It was an accident. It's been hard for me here in Defiance Bay. I suppose thought if I got involved in city business, if I made the right friends, it would get easier in time. And it did, really. Made a name for myself, a place. People actually listen to me when I talk. Well, they used to. People can get very passionate about these things. We were discussing, I think it was shipping agreements, of all the things to fight over. This one night, this man, he got very angry. I think maybe he'd had a little too much at the end, and I guess he didn't like an Orlan talking back at him. I struck him. Came towards me and I hit him. He went over like a tree. I guess he struck his head on the way down. Turns out he was a knight. Crucible Knights won't care how it happened. They just want me gone. They won't let me live long enough to see the rope. Please. Looks at you with a pleading expression. I just want to get out of this city. The second I can get money for passage, I won't trouble anyone again. I swear it. I'll live quietly, but you can't. Please, you can't tell them I'm here. Alright, fine. Secret safe from me. Thank you. Truly, I won't be here much longer if I can help it. I just have to get the coin together. Anything else I can do for you? Farewell. Queen that was and still is. This might be important. Do you still remember your first deliverance when you strangled your first wrongdoer? Did you see the moment when life became death? Could you see the instance when your victim realized that Wodika forgets nothing? When Wodika takes back her throne, will you face her with pride, knowing you have held to your own oaths, or will you be amongst the word breakers? Wodika teaches vengeance and memory, and while she is in exile, we must be her eyes and ears and let no injustice slip from record. We must be clenched fist that silences the lying breath. When Wodika takes back her throne, all of the injustices that have slipped through the cracks of history will be righted. The villains hiding in plain sight amongst the innocent will feel the burned queen's choking grasp. Pray that you live to see the day when you will join our queen in this cleansing of the wicked. But know, my sisters, that we must be ready to see the end of our days. Without the return of our queen, for she will take back her throne, but it may be our daughters that serve the restored court. We must continue to live as we have always lived, hated by the other faiths, even though we place justice above our own well-being. At least the Empire of Adir still holds our creed in proper esteem. It is a proper sign of respect that, by imperial custom, our clergy must oversee a contract for it to be legally binding. For who else understands the value of remembering one oath than Wurka's faithful? And let us not count our current blessings, for we still enjoy the support of the Paladin Order of the Steel Garrote. They, too, understand that society is built and broken by the oaths and rules of its people. When Wodika takes back her throne, my family will know that I was right to commit my life to the exiled queen. When Wodika takes back her throne, the Strangler will stop being a story told to frighten our daughters, but a hero woven into parables that teach our children justice. When Wodika takes back her throne, she will bring her flawless memory with her. Every transgression, every crime, and every injustice will be revealed. When Wodika takes back her throne, even gods won't be spared. Their due retribution. Wow. Real heartfelt. Feel like the followers of Wodika might be stuck in the past. Just a bit. It's a very interesting catacombs design. I suppose maybe that's to like take the scent away, carry the scent of the dead away. That makes sense to me at least. Can Tunk trigger it? No. Dang it. Alrighty.
Not to alarm you, but I'm slowly dying of poison.
It's alright. You'll be fine, for sure. It was a worthy sacrifice. Ooh, fine mail armor. Oh yeah, there. You can go trigger it. Then run away. Boiling spray. Yeah, I didn't do too much to him. He's fine. Good moral protection. Mortal protection. Doesn't protect against mortals. Alrighty. What have we over here? Skeletals, fighters. There's a lot of bones.
I shall be quiet as a calm sea, which is not very quiet.
Okay. So you're bad at stealth. Got it.
Poison!
But I wanted you to sneak.
Ready when you are.
Yeah, there's a malignant cloud, I understand. Is it still gonna be there? It's not there anymore. Okay, I guess we need someone with some good perception to go
Ready
ahead.
when you are.
Steel traps. Okay. Adair. Since you're a little bit more durable, why don't you go ahead? Let me know if you find anything. You found something there. Okay. And before you go any further,
Yeah?
everyone else, come along.
Shh.
Okay. Helig of Thane. A lone figure in tattered robes shuffles across the chamber, muttering under its breath. As you approach, the figure halts and swivels its head towards you. Its haggard visage is a labyrinth of wrinkles and sores overgrown by a moss-like beard.
What's this? Who disturbs Helig's work?
Its voice rattles and gurgles like that of a drowning man. What are you doing down here?
Research. A hodgepodge of animancy and necromancy. I have peace and quiet, as well as an abundant supply of subjects. If there's nothing else, be on your way.
Is necromancy bad thing here in the Deerwood? I can't remember. Because, like, maybe I should stop you because that sounds bad. But I don't know. It could be perfectly legal and you have, like, licenses for necromancy or whatever. So I'm just going to be more inquisitive and see if I can get you to confess to crimes.
Just a few personal projects. Sorry souls stuck in their mortal shells. Their flesh is as dead as mine, though their minds are not well maintained. They flock to me like worms to drakes. They're not half as intelligent, but they serve for amusement.
One's stumbling into a desk. I was just exploring the catacombs.
Then go, and thank your gods I'm not hungry.
Well, dust and cobwebs have been swept aside for various alchemical implements. Though coated with rust and grit, they look recently used. Oh, tarnished locket. Scattered feverish notes detail various animantic procedures and rites of necromancy. Grim assortment of rusty blades adorns this table. Well, I suppose he hasn't done anything yet. That's gonna be another trapped corridor, isn't it?
Hey,
Tunk. There's no traps? No traps? Or is Tunk just that light-footed, or just stepping over every single trap?
Not a problem.
Tunk is just light-footed, I guess. And there's another trap. Alrighty. Right there. Since you're heavy-footed. No more traps. I can't believe you're that light-footed, Tunk. Really does surprise me. Well, I guess we're ready for level 2 now. Oh. Yeah, there might be something up there, but I didn't find hidden passages or anything. Yep, alrighty. Level 2. Is there more trolls in the catacombs? It's that guy again. So he doesn't have a mask this time. Maybe this is like before or a younger him. He doesn't have as much beard too. At least if I'm recalling correctly. I remember him have beard down like here. In front of you looms the ghostly, hollow image of the man who was present at your awakening. He casts a pale, sickly light in the dank corridor as he regards you.
You are from Kratom, my boy.
His words are an echo in your mind from a time long past, and you know your response before you speak it, as if it has always been. I came to live there years ago.
A remarkable city. Truly one of the most impressive we have encountered outside of our own. Many exceptional people who have joined our cause come from Kratom. What made you decide to join our order?
I'm honestly not sure.
As long as you are assured in your faith, the rest is not so important.
Ah, you like blind followers.
Are you ready to take the oath? To spread the word of the gods to the lost and heathen?
I am. So he's a cult leader, I'm guessing? That's pretty shifty. Hey, that's a secret wall.
See now what the flame has shown us?
Tunk, get out of the way.
Not a problem.
Yeah, treasures. Loot.
Not to alarm you, but I'm slowly dying of poison.
That's settled.
There we go. Woohoo, foot pads, hood. You think you hear the faint sound of whispering sounds coming from the skulls, but the words are unintelligible. Okay. Well, nothing much going on that way but treasure. The mercenary eyes you warily as you approach, his weapon ready. What are you doing here? You don't look like one of the masked lot. Oh, I left my mask inside. Let me pass. He thinks carefully, then nods. Alright then. Go on in and report to the Acolyte. She'll give you your assignment. They should be just about finished with their meeting in the big chamber. Any idea what's going on around here? Word of advice, friend. Don't ask questions. Just go and do what you're told. Alright then, fine. Guess the mercenaries weren't told too much. Just very basic whatnots, I guess. I guess they're just guards. Is this the big circle room, chamber room, whatever? Aloth falters and brings a hand to his forehead. He takes a staggering step forward, coughing and sputtering.
Back, ye Claude! Those hooded fiends are nigh to be trusted!
Probably not, but that's no reason to be Kana glances over at Aloth and frowns. Aloth, are you unwell? He grimaces, catching his breath. It's nothing, I'm fine, he coughs again. This probably isn't the best place to linger anyhow. Interesting. That's a big door. That's a boss room if ever I've seen one. What?
Hello?
Lone figure paces back and forth, tapping his fingers at his sides, muttering to himself. He jumps when he sees you, his hands on his chest. By the flames, you startled me. He pauses and leans forward. Where's your mask? It's too itchy. I'll put it back on for the meeting. Well, don't let anyone inside see you without it. They're keen on anonymity. That word. Tell me about the meeting. This must be your first time. The Acolyte communicates with each of us individually to hear of our progress and old tasks and to assign us new ones. Shivers with a mixture of pleasure and dread. It's a unique process. She's a cipher, so she can speak to you without words. Fascinating until you realize she can probably read your thoughts just as easily. I see. So, no horny thoughts. We've been entrusted with important work. It's an honor, but not without its challenges. Need something else? I'll be ready for the Initiates meeting soon. Honest. What are you doing here? I've been practicing the passphrases. I know them backwards and forwards, but I get so nervous every time I think about repeating them to the Acolyte. You can practice on me. No worries. I know the passphrases perfectly. Okay, here goes. State your name and purpose. Answer. My name belongs to the gods and my hand to their service. What company do you seek? I seek the company of shadows that our labors may remain secret. Okay. Third question. Tell me of your labors. To see that the craft of Kith and Wilder does not disturb what bones the gods have buried. How do we know your purpose? You shall know it by the confession of my tongue, the deeds of my hand, and the oath on my soul. Riddles upon riddles. What bones the gods have buried. It's very dramatic, isn't it? Oh, I'm sorry. Please continue. Fifth question. And how is your oath guarded? Answer. It is sealed by the Leaden Key. That wasn't so hard. Sounds like you've got it. I do, I think. I'm just going to practice a few more times by myself before my meeting. It's a good idea. You seem like the shifty lot that would stab you in the butt if you mess it up. Oh, money. You hear murmurs and chants on the other side of the door. A ritual of some sort is already underway. Don the hood and mask. You pull the hood and mask over your head. They're uncomfortable, but they seem to hide your face. I'll continue into the chamber alone. You open the door and stride into the chamber. We're doing reconnaissance work. Several shrouded figures are lined up across from a hooded woman. The figure at the head of the line approaches her, and the woman places her outstretched hand on the stranger's forehead. They stand in silent communion as you look on. A few moments later, The stranger steps aside and resumes his place in the circle around the statue. The woman turns towards you. You are late, attendant. Even though her face is concealed, you sense her rage in her dangerously low voice and in the sudden silence of the others in the chamber.
I've been waiting on your reports. Quickly now, state your name and purpose.
My name belongs to the gods, and my hand to their service.
What company do you seek?
I seek the company of shadows that our labors may remain secret.
Tell me of your labors.
To see that the craft of Kith and Wilder does not disturb what bones the gods have buried.
How do we know your purpose?
Shall know it by the confession of my tongue, the deeds of my hand, and the oath on my soul.
And how is your oath guarded?
It is sealed by the Leaden Key.
Welcome, attendant. Tell me of your exploits.
In your mind, you see a building magnificent with trellises and tiles and located on a pristine boulevard. The wealthy and learned stroll in and out, trading knowledge and coin.
Does he wait still?
Yet it also houses misery and madness. Somewhere within its rotten core sits a man, his hair matted, but his eyes alert. He watches and waits, a prisoner by choice. Yes.
Did they arrive?
The acolyte's vision takes you out of Defiance Bay into a town in the wilderness with a watermill. A signpost on one of the paths reads, Deerford. Several figures huddled together, shrouded in cloaks and hoods. An image of ruins suddenly looms in your mind. Two skeletal effigies flank a cleft in a mountainside. Yes.
Your information shall be relayed. Now, for your next task.
The ruins fade from your mind, and in their place is a palimpsest of neighborhood. Run-down estates are cobbled around a cemetery and an ancient tower. Savage shapes prowl the streets, and in the tower, a man hunches over a strange mechanism. You can't see him clearly, but there's something unnatural about him.
Stop him. And above all, don't let him meet her.
The acolyte shows you a door in the base of the tower, seemingly impenetrable slab of stone and copper. But then she shows you the invisible split between the perfectly matched halves, and you understand how the copper veins convert a command into action. The command comes to your mind, a surprising familiarity about it. You know how to open the door. I shall. Have you any questions, attendant? Okay. Very well. Whether by design or by consequence of the sputtering candlelight, the hooded statue's face is almost impossible to see. Treasure. Wow. Torque of defiance. Devotees have placed assorted keys, their teeth filed away among the rummels of wax. Trimony. Okay.
I shall be discreet.
That's a secret door. You can't tell me that's not a secret door.
Hello.
Oh, there's
Hello?
the lever. I found it. Does this take me to the Temple of Wartica? The secret Temple of Wartica beneath the Temple of Wartica? Steward of Cadnua has received a letter for you.
A moment, please.
Eder,
I feel I
how
should
is it you
explain myself.
Eothasians stay so optimistic? The world has not given your kind much reason to hope.
You get to a certain point and you realize you got two options. You can go mad with grief and tear out all your hair and check yourself into the sanitarium. Or you can
Well,
wait for better
feathers
days.
in my case. But I understand your point.
Wow. Okay.
About my episode in the catacombs. There's something I should have told you earlier.
That's an understatement. I meant no harm. I thought I could keep it to myself. That's when we resolved the matter of your soul. We would also address my problem. You're a watcher.
I also have an awakened soul.
Almost.
But unlike yours, mine is a presence that shares my senses and my skin, making herself manifest at the most unwelcome times.
Herself? Closes his eyes and he grits his teeth. His lips quiver and twitch with the vestiges of some internal debate. Several seconds later, he opens his eyes again. They're watery and bloodshot.
I'm sorry. I've tried to learn to control Isilmir. I've gotten stronger, but so has she.
Isilmir, huh?
Artless, uncouth, a creature of rash impulses and feeble faculties. She wags her impertinent tongue when she should listen.
Wow.
Aye, this one's fit to boil. Hard to get this gaff over anything tisn't to do with books and spell speak.
I agree. I have none of her memories. Bereth spared me that much, but her coarse manners and intolerable hill-speak suggest a provincial from a very, very long time ago. She tends to surface a hair's breadth from conflict, when the fuse has burned down and teeth are on edge. And when she shows up, she doesn't stop to gauge a situation. She just acts. You know, sometimes when you're in that kind of situation, sometimes you just need to act. Cues or vulgarisms. I've had to live with that hayseed for years. There's nothing to be learned from her. Nothing civilized anyway. Why didn't you say something sooner?
I learned to keep her a secret a very long time ago. Those with awakened souls are shunned, mistrusted. And after your experience with Meowald, I'm certain you can see why. You need to be careful.
Is this going to be a problem?
Merely an annoyance. Although...
He lowers his voice and clasps his hand behind his back. Minute twitches and spasms along his arms betray his fidgeting.
Defiance Bay is said to have an entire institution dedicated to the study and cure of soul-related ailments. Since our journeys have already brought us to the city, perhaps we could speak with someone there.
Well, we'll see.
Of course. I understand.
Time to get moving. Oh, hang on a second. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. A big mystery we're involved in, and we're now infiltrating the Leaden Key to find out all the facts we can about them. Don't become a mere recorder of fact, but try to penetrate the mystery of their origin. This is Master Barkle from Brighthelm Recording, signing off.